The year is 480 BCE. A Greek ruler needs to send a critical message across enemy territory. His solution: he shaves the head of his most trusted slave, tattoos the message on the scalp, waits for the hair to grow back, and sends him on his way. When the slave arrives at his destination, his head is shaved again, revealing the hidden message. This isn't fiction, this is one of the earliest documented uses of cryptography in human history, and today we're diving into the fascinating world of secret codes that have shaped civilizations, won wars, and now protect your online shopping. I'm Martin from the Edutaining History channel, and this is The Hidden Language, a brief history of cryptography. As long as humans have had the ability to share information, we've also had the need to conceal it. The word cryptography itself comes from Greek, meaning hidden writing. The ancient Greeks were pioneers in this field. Herodotus, often called the father of history, described how they would hide messages by covering writing tablets with wax. During Greece's war with Persia in the 5th century BCE, this technique allowed them to send military correspondence right under their enemies' noses. But there was a problem with this approach. If someone discovered the hidden message, they could easily read it. This dilemma gave rise to true cryptography, not just hiding the existence of a message, but hiding its meaning. If you're enjoying this journey through the shadowy world of secret codes, hit that like button now. It helps the algorithm know you want more historical content like this. The Spartans, those legendary warriors of ancient Greece, created one of the earliest forms of cryptography called transposition. They used a device known as a scytale, a strip of leather wrapped around a wooden rod. The sender would write the message along the rod, and when unwrapped, the letters appeared jumbled. Only someone with an identical rod could read it. But transposition had limitations. With short messages, there are only so many ways to rearrange letters. That's why substitution ciphers were developed. The most famous of these is the Caesar cipher, used by Julius Caesar himself during the Gallic Wars in the 1st century AD. It's remarkably simple. Each letter in a message is replaced with a letter a fixed number of positions down the alphabet. Caesar typically used a shift of 3 positions, so attack at dawn would become DWWDFN DWGDZQ. Anyone intercepting this message would see gibberish unless they knew the key. Question for you. If you were living in ancient times, would you trust the Caesar cipher to protect your secrets? Let me know in the comments below. While Europe entered the Dark Ages, the Islamic world was experiencing a golden age of intellectual achievement. In the 8th century, about 100 years after the death of Prophet Muhammad, the Abbasid Caliphate established the Baghdad House of Wisdom. Here, Muslim scholars made a breakthrough that would change cryptography forever: frequency analysis. Letter frequency charts, huh? They show how often each letter appears in a given text, revealing patterns that can be quite telling. While studying the Quran and Hadiths, these scholars noticed that certain letters appeared more frequently than others. A scholar named Abu Yusuf Yaqub ibn Ishaq Al-Kindi realized this could be used to break ciphers. In his own words, to solve an encrypted message, find a different plain text of the same language, count the occurrences of each letter, call the most frequently occurring letter the first, the next most occurring the second, and so on. This ingenious technique meant that any simple substitution cipher could be broken. In English, the most common letter is E, followed by T, A, and so on. If you find that the symbol D appears most often in a ciphertext, it's likely standing in for E. Das T, das T. As Europe emerged from the Dark Ages into the Renaissance, cryptography experienced a revival. The political landscape of Italy, a patchwork of small kingdoms and city-states constantly scheming against each other, created the perfect environment for secret communication. By the 15th century, nearly every court in Europe had a cipher office, and every ambassador had a cipher secretary. But with Islamic code-breaking techniques now known in the West, cryptographers needed new innovations. They developed three key techniques. First, nulls, symbols inserted into ciphers that had no meaning. Second, deliberately misspelling words to confuse codebreakers. And third, codes, using words to represent other words rather than substituting individual letters. We're about to enter the most fascinating period in cryptographic history. If you're enjoying this deep dive, make sure you're subscribed to the Edutaining History channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming episodes on the secret codes of World War II. In the 16th century, a Frenchman named Blaise de Vigenère created what would become known as the Unbreakable Cipher. The Vigenère cipher used multiple alphabets for substitution, with a keyword determining which alphabet to use for each letter. The Vigenère square, or Vigenère table, is a method of encrypting alphabetic text by using a simple form of polyalphabetic substitution. This was revolutionary because it defeated frequency analysis. The letter E might be encrypted as X in one position and P in another, making pattern recognition nearly impossible. For nearly 300 years, the Vigenère cipher remained unbroken, earning it the nickname Le Chiffre Indecipherable, the Indecipherable Cipher. But in the 19th century, Charles Babbage, the same man who designed one of the earliest computers, found its weakness. He realized that if a keyword was repeated, patterns would eventually emerge. By identifying these patterns, he could determine the length of the keyword, and then apply frequency analysis to each set of letters encrypted with the same alphabet. Visual animation showing Babbage's method. Think about it, a mathematical genius who designed computing machines in the 1800s was also breaking unbreakable codes. What other historical figures do you think had talents that were ahead of their time? Share your thoughts in the comments. The two world wars represented cryptography's coming of age. As remote communication using technology like the telegraph became invaluable during wartime, keeping messages secret became a matter of national survival. During World War I, the Germans experimented with increasingly complex ciphers, but the French managed to crack them. Then came World War II and the most famous encryption device in history, the Enigma machine. The Enigma machine, a marvel of engineering, was at the heart of German military communications during World War II. The German Enigma machine used a polyalphabetic cipher that scrambled the alphabet differently for each letter typed. As far as the Germans knew, the only way to decipher a message was to have your own Enigma machine set up with a secret key that changed daily. British mathematician Alan Turing, along with his team at Bletchley Park, designed a machine that could crack the Enigma code. Their success gave the Allies a crucial advantage, with many historians attributing some of the most important Allied victories to information obtained from decrypted Enigma messages. Turing's work didn't just help win the war, It laid the groundwork for modern computing. In many ways, the computer you're watching this video on owes its existence to cryptography. For thousands of years, cryptography faced one fundamental limitation. The key used to encrypt a message needed to be the same key used to decrypt it. If anyone discovered that key, the entire system was compromised. Public-private key encryption revolutionized this limitation. By using two keys, one public and one private, secure communication became possible without the need to share a secret key. This breakthrough forms the foundation of many modern security protocols. This revolutionary approach uses two mathematically linked keys, one public, one private. Information encrypted with the public key can only be decrypted with the corresponding private key. This solved the ancient problem of key distribution and made secure online communication possible. When you see that little padlock in your browser's address bar, you're benefiting from this breakthrough. Every time you shop online, check your email, or use a banking app, you're protected by cryptographic principles that trace their lineage back to those ancient Greeks. Today we stand at another cryptographic crossroads. Quantum computers threaten to break many of our current encryption methods, while quantum cryptography promises new, theoretically unbreakable security. The arms race between code makers and code breakers continues, just as it has for thousands of years. From tattooed scalps to quantum entanglement, the human desire to keep secrets has driven innovation in remarkable ways. As we've seen throughout this journey, cryptography isn't just about keeping secrets, it's about trust, security, and the fundamental human need to communicate safely. The methods may have changed dramatically, but the core principles remain the same. What do you think the next major breakthrough in cryptography will be? Or do you have a favorite historical cipher we didn't cover? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this exploration of history's hidden messages, please hit that like button, subscribe to the Edutaining History channel, and share this video with someone who appreciates the secrets of the past. Until next time, remember that history isn't just what's written in the open. Sometimes the most important stories are hidden between the lines. Time code 001056001056 visual end card with channel logo and links to related videos.